What's up, guys, and welcome to another video, and let's get ready to wake up and react to another episode of Hunter x Hunter, episode 110. Dogs barking. We're all gonna have to deal with that. But anyway, I don't want to make the intro too long because we gotta finish this shit up so I can get it up on Patreon. Pretty much, plans coming to fruition, or, well, it's about to be put into action. As we can see, all of them are sitting here. But, let's see, I don't know what this chameleon's part to play in all this is going to be. If he's going to touch everybody and hold his breath for a minute to get them in unnoticed, then I don't know what Hikago is going to do other than fight with Killua, but Killua and Gon, I should say, since Killua is going to be by Gon's side. But yeah, other than that, nothing else to say. I talked about all of it last time in the last review, so if you need a quick refresher, that's in more detail. Go check that one out. But yeah, anyway, let's jump into the reaction, guys. I don't know what to say, dude. I don't really... Again, it was another setup episode. So, Killua's instincts are spot on, though. They're starting to deduce that there is a third party. They don't exactly know why the king was distracted by something, but he was. They know he tore off his own arm for some reason. Or, not tore off his own arm. Hurt himself for some reason. Starting to kind of gather why. Killua's the closest, I think, because he's not willing to accept every conclusion they come to. He's like, it still doesn't quite feel like that's it. It's just, we're not there yet. We have some of the pieces, but not all of them. You're still missing something. They're getting close. I don't know. But yeah, I think, like Killua said, you need to be, there's no such thing as over-preparing or, something like that, right? I want to say yes, because that's how I am. I over-prepare for everything. Expect the unexpected. I'm very much like Killua, but then again, I kind of feel like that can get in your own way sometimes, because then maybe you put a lot of effort or focus on something, and then you kind of don't leave room for... where kind of like you're expending or expelling so much energy trying to focus on or come up with or prepare for so many different scenarios that when it actually comes down to the situation, you're gassed out. Like, mentally, you're just drained. So, anyway. But I don't know. He already said that. He seems like he's, or, Shoot said Killua already seems like he's kind of fading away, so I'm kind of worried about him. My god, this one finger is freezing cold. Fuck. But yeah. So, but I like how Killua was trying to think and prepare for everything. But, I don't know, like, even if you do figure it out, what then? I mean, what are you gonna do if you figure out he was playing a game with someone and she's kind of tripping him up and making him feel things he doesn't understand? Like, what? Then what? That's what I don't get. Okay, you want to prepare for everything, but figuring that out, how does that help you? You gonna take her as a hostage? Or something? I mean, even if you did that, he'd just kill you. His tail would just go like, and I don't know. So far, like, no one's been able to dodge it. Not, the only thing is, though, the people he tries to hit with it wouldn't dodge even if they wanted to. Or, he wouldn't dodge even if they could, I should say. Like, if they were able to move in time, which they probably are, they wouldn't, because that's their king, and they feel like they deserve it. Like, they're never gonna try to avoid his way of disciplining, I guess you could say. The king is right in everything. He's never misguided or wrong or anything, or at least that's the way they act. He's so perfect. Except for Shia Puff. I think he kind of questions him sometimes. Like, he's worried about the path he's going down, and I don't know. So yeah, I guess I have to give him a little credit. But he still doesn't flinch. He still thinks he deserves it when he gets hit. Youpi doesn't really like it, but he still takes it. Anyway, not the point. But, still don't know where Palm is. Again, like, it doesn't seem like anyone found her, otherwise it would have been mentioned by now. Someone would have said something, so they're trying to... So I think they figured out they can portal, though. We'll figure that out. It wants to be the king behind the scenes, pulling the strings. Kind of like how, it was similar to Attack on Titan. If you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't want to spoil anything, but similar to something in there. Essentially, he'd be the one with, like, all the power, really. But I don't think you'll ever manipulate the king. Some other people below you, yeah, but people above you, I don't want to say never. You might be able to manipulate Youpi and Pitou, but not Puff. I think he's just too aware. He's more of, like, the intellectual of the group. And he's always, like, he's trying to always prepare for things, you know, similar to Killua. What else though? The king saying, "Wow, this is what my destiny is. My destiny is to lead a kingdom in a stolen palace and hypnotize subjects, just mindless beings. That was my fate. That's why I was created." Wow, great. I mean, when he said it, when he put it that way, I was like, yeah, that's kind of, I'd be disappointed. I'd be underwhelmed. I don't know how else you could really put it. Just disappointing. Wow. That's it? It's true, though, like, but this is what you wanted. This is how you chose to do things, dude. If you want something different, do something different. But right now, I think his problem is he needs to figure out what he wants. I don't think he truly does. Like I said, just this whole time he's been going based off of instincts. He hasn't really taken the time to really assess how he's feeling. Lately, in the past episode or two, he has. But you need some more. I mean, but now you have this selection. But, I mean, how many hours do we have left? I feel like we're kind of bouncing between different not timelines, but different schedules. Like the protagonists, I guess you could call them, you know, Killua and Gon and company, they're trying to get in there before the selection actually starts. I think what they say, midnight, and now the selection starts at 3 p.m. the next day, right? So oh god, I just forgot what my point was. But yeah, pretty much your selection is nigh. It's coming up pretty soon. I mean, if they're pretty close to midnight, I think he said, didn't Moro say something along the lines? He said something about 1 minute. Maybe he said, let us know when it's 1 minute to midnight or something. Oh, I don't remember. Shit. Well, I don't think it matters that much. But anyway, when you've got this selection, my point is, when you've got the selection so near, people are, everyone's busy. Right? And, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if everyone's busy, maybe you do have time to think because you're kind of being left alone, but you were kind of left alone anyway. I mean, they just kind of let you do whatever the fuck you want. What else do you have to do? Right now, you're still waiting. So, I mean, this is optimal time for him to be thinking about things. I just wish that he would talk to somebody, because sometimes that helps. If he would just go talk to Komugi, it would... I really think that she'd help clarify some things for him. Well, as best as she could. I mean, he doesn't understand a lot about emotions, so... But he picks up on things very quickly, so maybe he would understand. But emotions? I don't know. That's different. A lot of the things he's been trying to understand so far have just kind of been, kind of the more basic emotions like anger, hunger, but the more complex ones, I don't know. I don't know if he'll be able to pick up on those so easily. We'll have to see. What else? Can't think of anything else. She's crying. Komugi was crying. She wants to play with him again. Like, I think that's probably her first real friend. You could consider them, yeah. You can consider them, or you could consider them. I kind of didn't say consider right the first time. It was pissing me off. You could consider them friends, I would think. That's the closest thing that I could think of to describe their relationship. I just don't know. I mean, I'm sure she thinks of it as kind of sort of a friendship, or maybe she'd be too kind of, maybe she'd think that's presumptuous of her, but I think that's how she feels, but she'd never say it. But for him, yeah, I don't know if he'd ever. She'd have to explain to him what friendship is. But anyway, okay. But I think that is the way that he feels about her. Anything else? I think we talked about everything. We talked about the wolf. We talked about the king. We talked about the guards. And Pitou. So she said once they're in, once someone's already in, my end can't sense them anymore. So, like, I think what she's kind of talking about is like, there's like this circle in the middle of her end where the king is really, right? And once they're in that bubble where she's kind of making sure her end isn't surrounding that area, that circumference, that radius, because the king doesn't want to be bothered by it. So she said, like, once they're in that, I can't sense them anymore. Of course, every time someone enters that bubble, we check them, but after that, done. Like, I go back to reshaping it to the way it was. Well, it's constantly changing shapes, like, on the outside, but that middle part, no. So I think with their portals, they should be good, because she's not even going to be able to, because they'd have to go through her. If you were a normal person walking in, you'd go through her end first, then she permits your entrance, but since they're portaling in, they should be fine, right? I mean, I think I'm understanding that correctly, right? If I'm wrong, clarify for me in the comments section, but other than that, I think I covered everything. So remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell right there to be notified every time I upload a video. And if you guys want full reactions, you can catch that on my Patreon. Other than that, I'm going to get out of here, guys, and I will catch you in the next reaction.